I've always believed that comics is a legitimate art form, and it was so frustrating being in college. Like, there are certain artists that were allowed into the curriculum and certain artists that weren't. And I would always ask them, like, when I was back in school for painting and printmaking, like, we could look at Andy Warhol, we could look at Ansel Kiefer or David Sally or somebody. But I was like, well, what about Jack Kirby? Like, can we look at Jack? Like, no, that's comic books. And then it's like, okay, well, then is it merely money? Like, do you just want to see some money? Here's Frank Frazetta, motherfucker. You happy now? But then it's like, that's not enough. There is something that's very special to comics that makes it a different art medium. The French call it the ninth, right? We already have dance, poetry, literature, music, right? Go on the line. And then eventually comics is something, it's a weird hybrid of storytelling and picture making. And I think it's its own medium. It's special. It really is.
What is up, everybody? Happy Thursday, which is the substitute for Wednesday. My name is Rocky Ballesteros. This is a new episode of My Wednesday Comics happening on a Thursday. But when things get rescheduled, we pivot. We don't change the titles. Well, we kind of do. We change the date. But definitely had to stream with you guys today because there's a lot of great comic books to look at. My Wednesday Comics is my show to go over what I pick up at the comic book store every week and review that with you guys, interact with you a little bit to find out what you guys like based on my picks. And we have a lot of fun doing that. But so good to see all you guys. Sorry I couldn't stream yesterday. Some crazy logistical things came up, and I knew that if I had streamed, I would have been too distracted to kind of pull it off. So I decided to say, put a pause on it and stream today. Had to get some work done this morning and prep for the stream today. And then for those of you who don't know, people that are in my Groundbreaker tier membership, they get access to a pre-show that I only send them the link through Discord. And I kind of screwed that up too. So I had to reset that before I started this stream. It was a little bit of a mess, but you guys didn't see it. Only the Groundbreaker saw it. So that's what you get when you pay for a Groundbreaker membership through Fourth Wall. You get to see me screw up a little bit more than normal on stream. But anyway, I'm so glad to be here. It's going to be a fun time going through the comics that we have. We have quite a bit to go through. And I actually have a unboxing, which I haven't done one of those in a long time, but just something snuck in the mail yesterday, and I wasn't even sure. I'm not even sure what it is. So this will be fun. It'll be fun to explore that. So yeah, there's going to be unboxing. There's going to be the usual Wednesday suspects that we pick up every week. And then I got a nice big edition of a something that I've been really excited to see. And yeah, and I want to compare that to its regular size edition. But anyway, yeah, a lot of great stuff. But who is in the chat? That is always the best part of this show, is seeing who's in the chat and what kind of shenanigans we can get into today. So let me accelerate this. We are shooting the fat now, which many of you guys who know and have been part of this channel for a while, I have a little bit of a problem about yapping at the beginning of my streams. But that's because you guys are so fun. But it's my way of catching up with all of you, and I like to call it shooting the fat. And that's what we're doing right now. So Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. Oh, dang it. I wanted to edit that, which I will right now, right in front of your eyes. Wait, how do I do that? Oh, yeah. Like this, and then like this. Oh. There we go. Let's try. That's better. Welcome to my Thursday Comics, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969.
How do you say monkey in French?
It is one of those things, you know? Comics are an everyday thing, 7 days a week, 24 hours a day. I can read comics all the time, and it's kind of like alcohol. Not that I drink. I'm actually not I don't drink alcohol. But it's like, depending on your mood, depending on what you're eating, you know, you want to try different things. So I have multiple books that I have open or that I'm in the middle of, multiple graphic novels, multiple comic books that I've started and stopped, multiple series that I'm reading. So it can be anything at any time. So it's really exciting. And that's why it doesn't matter that it's Thursday. It's okay that it's Wednesday. Mo Biggs was in the house, but then he left the house.
Better known as Mo, Big wasn't always the confident voice we hear today.
He said, I'm guessing Bancroft must have told you I'm busy on Thursdays. You know what? Bancroft didn't even give me that luxury. So sorry, you don't have to be busy on Thursdays. But, you know, maybe you'll sneak in here at the end, even though you left. Who else is here? Timmy Mello's in the house. What's up, Timmy Mello?
And the Guardians are headed to October.
How are you doing? I've been like totally biting my nails with all this wild card spot stuff in baseball. It's been kind of crazy for my team, San Francisco Giants. It's been kind of crazy, and it's kind of how the whole season's gone, except it's now condensed in the last few games of the season. So, Timmy Mello, how are you doing? I actually haven't been tracking your Guardians, my friend, but let me know how that's going. And thank you so much. For those of you guys don't know, I did start a Discord channel a couple weeks ago. That's part of my trying to build out this channel, this community. And a lot of people were encouraging me to start Discord. And so I did, and we're it's moving. The gears are turning. Some of you guys have joined. If for those of you who are part of Discord, if you don't mind, drop a link in the chat, because the links are timed. I think they're set right now to be, the invites are set right now for like every 7 days. So if you can, any of the mods or whatever, drop a Discord link if you're able to grab one, and drop that in the chat so that anybody who would want to join my Discord channel, please do. It's really fun. So I'm gonna actually take a peek at that towards the end of this stream, just to see how things are going. But I'm trying all sorts of different things. Timmy, the reason I bring it up is Timmy Mello's in there, and Timmy Mello dropped some awesome pictures recently of his time working at the All-Star game. I think it was 2019, right, Timmy? And he sent these amazing pictures of some of the like baseball stars at the time. So that's just cool conversation that we can have outside of YouTube. We can continue comic conversation when I'm not streaming, which is awesome. And then just posting fun pictures. Hopefully we're going to build it out more to have more drawings. Timmy Mello posted a drawing in there, which was amazing. And like, you know, some art drops. I would love to do more. And then also like comic book club discussion stuff. So the first book I wanted to start on that comic book club is Frank Miller's 300. And I put instructions in there. I put a link to be able to read it online for those of you who don't own your copy. But nobody has said anything about 300 yet. So I'm waiting, folks. For your reviews, your comments, your thoughts on Frank Miller's 300. If I don't hear from anybody before the end of this week, I'll drop in my comments. I don't want to be the only one talking, though, because that's what happens on YouTube. But Discord is for everybody to talk. Everybody gets an equal yapping in Discord. So anyway, thank you, Timmy Mello, for being there in Discord. I hope to see more of you guys there. And if the link wasn't dropped yet, I'll double check as I scroll here through chat. If it wasn't dropped yet, I'll drop one in before the stream ends so that you guys can join. But there's Discord. There's also hitting that like and subscribe right now. Thank you very much. See you later, Mo. Everybody's saying goodbye to Mo. Biggs. Timmy Mello says, and to think I was about to miss a stream to meet with some people, but things got rescheduled. Oh, well. You know who else had to meet with people when I was streaming on Thursday? Mark's Music Obsession. He told me that on Discord. How about that? I would not have known if it was just solely on YouTube. But Discord keeps us connected outside of YouTube, so it's really fun. Infinity. Timmy Mello says, snot. Do I have snot? Did I spit? Or did I say snot? Maybe I said snot. What's up, Lindsay Rose? Lindsay Rose.
Roses are red. Violets are blue.
She also pops her head in and out of Discord there, Lindsay. It's good seeing you here as well. The app is my fave. That's what, that blows my mind, Lindsay Rose, that is the reason why you come. That blows my mind. Sorry. A little bit shiny here. Lights will do that to you. I don't know, the shininess. Because I do have a couple studio lights. Well, external lights here. And then when they shine bright on you, I don't really realize it until I hit go, and then I'm looking at myself on the screen. Then I see the shine. I need a makeup person. Powder person for my face. Tomb Games out of the wild card. I think we're like one game, maybe half a game. It's baseball, man. That's all I gotta say. Baseball is just one of those things. Just plays with your emotions. That's like, I mean, I guess it's better than like totally being like 20 games out of it. But holy moly. So I think we're kind of in the same boat, Timmy Mello. Can someone toss up the piggy? Nice, the piggy. Timmy Mello says that we beat Scooball today. Oh, holy moly. That's amazing. There we go. Timmy Mello dropped a Discord link. Thank you so much. So for those of you who don't or haven't used Discord, you just click on that link. You sign up. It's free. And then there's all sorts of different channels. I'll bring it up towards the end of this stream after we look at all the fun stuff and the comics. We can scroll through the Discord and just kind of look at what's there right now. It's a total work in progress, and I'm just shifting things around. I told one of my friends who was like, hey, how do you like Discord? And I said, I felt like it's like constantly rearranging my room. You know, like when you have a new room and you're putting furniture around, it's like just constantly moving stuff over, like, oh no, this will look better over here by the window, and this will move over here. So that's what I feel like Discord is right now. But it's been fun. It's been really cool. I still need to finish that review. A week of baseball was distracting. Oh, okay. All right, we'll blame it on the Guardians then, Timmy Mello. Yeah, lights will do that. Oh, Mr. Monkey Boy is sick. Oh, sorry to hear you. Sorry to hear that. That's a bummer. Snot. But we're in the middle. We're ending summer, I guess. Fall starting. I guess that could kick in the old sickness. The Mobius symbiote. Oh, the Mobius symbols. Yes, thank you for reminding me. Mobius was. I showed that little clip of Mobius at the beginning of this show. But we also watched a Timmy Mello drop. This is the awesome thing about Discord. Timmy Mello dropped a link to a Mobius documentary that he watched. And I decided, I was like, hey, let's watch this. Let's live stream this on Discord where you can do kind of a watch party. And so I do that from time to time. I've been playing around with that functionality. It's very cool because it doesn't have any of the copyright issues that YouTube does when you stream existing clips or commercial clips. And there's also like a chat window so you can chat while you're watching it. If you wanted to, you can turn on your microphones and actually talk while you're watching. That might be something I might do in the future. But so I just popped on that YouTube video that Timmy Mello shared, and then just streamed it and just watched it. I was working, but I was watching it at the same time. And it's just this cool collective experience. So it was great. It was about Mobius, so it was amazing. And that's what sparked me into digging through my archive of trying to find that Mobius video that I posted on YouTube and also just showed at the beginning of this stream, where I got to see Mobius draw live in front of me and, get to see like him creating his craft in front of me. So it was pretty awesome. It took me a little bit to kind of find it, but I'm glad I did. And I posted it and shared that on Discord too. 1 second. Just got to reply to that. Alrighty. Change the season will do that? Yes, definitely. Art and Times of Jay Ryan is here. How are you doing, my friend?
It's actually a really good sculpt.
Discord is good, he says. Listen to the man. He knows what he's talking about. How are you doing, Art and Times of Jay Ryan? I didn't realize the Discord stream was live. The Discord stream. Which Discord stream? The one we're watching now? Or this stream? There was another functionality that I added to Discord, which was... it's like a bot, like a Discord bot, and it posts every time I'll post a video on YouTube. So it's kind of cool. It's this cool, like, interconnected hub of communication. So still messing around with it. For those of you who know Discord and want to join my channel, I would appreciate your tips and advice on how to build things out that work. So it's just been clunking around, rearranging the room, but it's cool. It's really cool. And I think I'm gonna. Art and Times of Jay Ryan says, I'm doing well, Rocky. I hope all is well with you. Yes, things are going well, Jay Ryan. Thank you so much for saying, or for asking. The other thing I want to mention is I have YouTube memberships now, which is fun. I have a couple membership things that have been relatively new to this channel. One is the YouTube membership. So for $1.99 a month, you get to interact a little bit more with this chat with badges. We have special badges and crazy emojis like the pig emoji that Lindsay Rose was asking for. And if Mo Biggs was here, he would totally give you an earful of the history of the pig feeder lady emoji. That's his thing. But since he's not, just take my word for it. Anyway, just fun little kind of personalized things that go along with this channel. And then the other membership tier I have is with a company called Fourth Wall, or a service called Fourth Wall, very similar to Patreon. And that's if you are really interested in my art and supporting me in that way. For $6 a month, there's a membership tier there. That one gives you special access in Discord as well. So not only just being part of the Discord community, which is free, but the special access, the groundbreaker access is what I call in Discord, comes with that membership. And the cool thing with that is right now I'm making it exclusive that I'm showing a pre-show stream before this stream, just of me getting ready and getting stuff together. It's just kind of a behind the scenes thing. And then I'm also delivering, you get access to high-res scans of all the master studies I do. So the master studies are live streaming that I do of recreating comic book pages that by legends in the comic industry that are heroes of mine, reproducing their pages from scratch. So from blank page to final inks. And I do those on stream on occasion. And we've done 8 so far. And that's been awesome. I have like pencils and inks for both of those. And so I decided, hey, it would be kind of cool if people had access to high-res scans of those. So I just posted up all 8 of those. We got Michael Zeck, Michael Golden, Will Eisner. Let's see if I can do this. Barry Windsor Smith, John Byrne, Frank Miller, Mobius. One more. Frank Miller, Mobius. Mike Zeck. Why am I forgetting that? Oh, Jim Steranko. Thank you very much. Jim Steranko. And I'm in the process of figuring out what is the next master study, who is the next comic book master that I will work on. So yeah, that's kind of formulating right now, and I'll probably poll the Discord users sometime in the near future of which artist I should do the study on. So all sorts of crazy stuff going on. It's getting complicated, but it's getting fun. It's getting more fun. So I'm glad you guys are here to join me for this part of it, but know also that there is more parts that go on after this is over, if you can believe that. The yapping continues. It's nonstop. Lindsay Rose says the one about Mobius. Yeah, that was live. Well, it was live. We were streaming that one live. So I'm still figuring out how the announcements go in Discord, because I think you can, John told me you can set where is John? That you could set an event that notifies people like, hey, we're about to stream this, come join, and then it's just going. But on my side, I've just been playing videos while I've been working late night, sometimes in the stream room. And if people pop in, sometimes they pop in, but I just been doing it just to test out how the stream room works. And it's been pretty cool, pretty flawless. Lord Hinson Comics Gator is here. What's up? Welcome. Come on in. Great to see you. Shouldn't be so complicated. I know. I make things complicated. If you haven't noticed, I overcomplicate things for myself. And a lot of it starts up here. All right, let's get into it. So the first thing I'm going to get to do is the unboxing. Because I always like to start off the stream by unboxing. Oh, let me make sure I got the right camera on here. This is another thing that gets complicated. Oh yeah, cool. I do like to start these streams, or I do like to start with unboxings, because it's always fun to see what little surprise you get. And I have no idea what this is. I'm assuming, I mean, I know it's for me because my name was on the box, and it's one of those shapes. You know, when you get one of these shapes, you're like, I think it's going to be a comic. It's like the familiar packaging. So yeah, we'll see what it is. And it came from Washington, which doesn't really clue me in on anything. Lindsay Rose says, I do that too, Rocky. Make things complicated? Yeah. Oh, if life were simpler. So yeah. It's always the Gemini packaging that gives it away that it's a comic something or other. Oh. I know what this is. I had no idea it was coming. All right, cool. So this is, let me switch this view. This is a crowdfunded book. Let me just make sure this is in focus. This is a crowdfunded book. I don't know how to pronounce this. Sanvean? Have you guys heard of this book? I just stumbled across this. It's not a YouTuber, not a comics YouTuber or anything. I just stumbled across it. I don't know if it was recommended to me on Kickstarter. I'm not sure. It's one of those things where recommendations actually worked, because oftentimes when I'm recommended stuff either on Indiegogo or Kickstarter or whatever the crowdfunding sites, I'm like, no, thank you. Just because it says comic doesn't mean I like it. But I really like this guy's art. It's kind of a cool, yes, there's some manga influence in it, but it also was like, I don't know, high intensity. I think there's vehicles and cars in here. So this artist is Brian Thies. Don't know. I don't know anything about it. But this is kind of cool. It's called Sanvean, I'm going to say. And it's like a, classic size of a crowdfunded book, which, I'm assuming the page count is 72 pages or 96 pages. That's probably a 72. It's black and white. But it looked like some sort of sci-fi action-adventure thing, which is kind of a no-brainer for me to pique my interest. It's cool, really cinematic. Wide screen images. Yeah, it's got this like anime manga influence. It feels very old school. Something about the grays that he picked. I wonder why he didn't print it on like a newsprinty kind of print. I think that would have worked really well for this style and this look. It's got a retro look to it a little bit. But check out these bikes. Very cool. Kind of Tron vibes. Sounds like a Slavic term, right? Lindsay Rose says, interesting style. Yeah, it is manga influenced, even with the like gray tones, kind of speed racery. Yeah, I would talk more about the story, but I don't know what the story is. This is cool. I think some of the sample pages I saw was like this racing stuff. Yeah. That's kind of what got me hooked on his style. This is cool. Excuse me. Yeah, this is cool. Very kind of Akira-esque. Feel like he's using like a 3D model as reference for these bikes because there's all these different poses of these bikes. Yeah, these feel like 3D reference for sure. Which isn't a bad thing for like very complicated vehicles, weapons, buildings. It's not a bad thing at all. Ironically, it's got a little bit of like Nick Dragotta, who does Absolute Batman, a little bit of that in here. '90s manga, yeah, totally. Totally Timmy Mello. There's a lot of Star Wars isms here too. Yeah. I mean, her hairstyle, like that feels like 80s, 90s anime. I'm not digging the font. I don't like this font. It's a little big. Yeah, it's a little big. It's funny, just like you scale up your font size a little large and kind of feels weird. Feels like a little younger when you do that. Okay, aliens, got it. Yeah, some alien stuff going on here. All right. Huh. More racing. Yeah, something about the like gray tone textures he's putting down too has that old school feel to it. To be continued. What? He's making another one? Some colored work. That's kind of cool. Oh, okay, that's the black and white for this. That's cool. I always love the process sketches. Oh, okay. He even has like a 3D model for this helmet. That's cool. Oh, okay. I guess so. He had a UFO experience. Well, how about that? All right. What an odd book. UFOs, military corporate entities, criminal organization, enigmatic street racer whose mysterious past threatens everything. Fate of humanity hangs in the balance in Sanvean, the first ever creator-owned series from comic book artist Brian Thies. Wow, I'm gonna see if Brian Thies. It's a comic book artist based out of Seattle. Oh, okay. Worked on Star Wars. There you go. Worked on Star Wars Legacy for Dark Horse, Predator, Winter Soldier for Marvel, Secret Avengers. Well, there you go. 2025 Thies launched Sanvean, a creator-owned science fiction comic series described as Metal Gear Solid meets The X-Files, with influences from Cowboy Bebop and Akira. There you go. Okay. Well, cool. Well, congratulations, Brian Thies. He got his book out and came, surprisingly, I believe I backed this at I want to say in 2024, because I forgot all about it, as happens with with books that you back in crowdfunding. Sometimes you forget until they arrive. So it was great that it came out, and then he was able to get it out. So I'll be digging into this story and figuring out what it's all about. But there's for sure aliens and bike riding and anime goodness in here. Sanvean. Okay. First book of the day. Lindsay Rose says, I like how it looks clean. Yes. I wonder if it was drawn traditionally or digitally. I always have that question. And it's hard to tell these days, to be honest. It's like some of the digital tools are so good that you can't really tell. I feel like I can still tell if I look close enough. I'm guessing this might be a combo of digital and traditional. Definitely the tones are digitally. But I do feel like there's some traditional in here, so that's always a plus in my book. K-pop junkies in the house. How are you doing, K-pop? Cool cityscape, Lindsay Rose says. Timmy Mello says, I think that's the font Viz Manga uses in its translation, particularly in Shonen Jump, hence the style reference. Wow. That's deep knowledge there, Timmy Mello. I love it. K-pop Junkie, on the other hand, says, the font is just weird. Cranberry Landers is in the house. How you doing, Cranberry?
This is a cranberry full of power.
Cranberry's another one that pops into Discord. It's been great seeing him there. I like her outfit and bike. Yeah, the bike's awesome. Definitely drawn traditionally in ink, Timmy Mello says. Yeah. What gives it away, Timmy Mello? I think you're right. And just looking close, I don't know if you guys were able to see from the camera, but there are some spots where like the blacks aren't like in his hair. I don't think you can see it, but I can kind of see where the ink is not all solid black all the time. But digital tools can still do that for sure. Yeah, like here in her eyelash, you can see where the ink overlaps. But it's got a nice loose quality to it. It does have Nick Dragotta-isms, the guy who does Absolute Batman. So that's kind of funny. I wonder if he looks at his work. All right. Sanvean. Cranberry says, I'm eating a prune. Well, we'll see you at the toilet in about an hour. Though the background is probably used from a reference, I think a digital catalog or something other mangaka pull from. Probably. I was watching this one video that I want to live stream on or do a watch party on Discord is a video about, I forgot the artist's name. He's a very famous manga artist right now, and he's actually interviewing Katsuhiro Otomo, and saying how much he influenced his work. Otomo did Akira, and they were talking about this Otomo's big breakout series called Domu in this video. So it's a great video, but one of the things they talk about is Otomo. So usually when these manga artists get pretty big, they have assistants that help them out with the work because they can't do it all, and they're working at a fast pace, and their work is highly complicated. And Otomo was saying how he has 3 levels of ink pens that he uses, or nibs that he uses, dip pens. And the first tier is like right out of the box, new, and he gives that to his assistants to like draw straight lines, to draw backgrounds, and they kind of have to break it in a little bit. So, everything that's like super clean is the first tier. And then the second tier, I think, is like more broken in nib, a lot looser, like gives it a little bit more flexibility. And then the third tier is like his pen that he uses, because even though you get somebody using an ink pen and then breaking it in, the way they break it in, the pressure they put, their the angle of their hand, or the strokes that the strokes that are natural to that artist might be totally different from you. You might be left-handed, they might be right-handed, they might hold their pen in a certain angle and you might a different way. So even though they break it in, it might not be fit for you. So Otomo was saying how he has his specific pens that he uses, and he's like really protective about them. So I thought that was interesting. And then he would ink certain things with just his pen, or sometimes he would borrow the number 2 level or the number 1 level. So it was kind of cool. It was like this really, talk about making a process complicated, a really complicated description, at least, of the process, but it made a lot of sense as far as an artist and their tools. Stop, I haven't watched it yet. Oh, did you, do you know which link I'm talking about, though? I can't remember where I saw it. Cranberry Land, he technically ate. This Earl Grey tea is delicious. Oh, I have English breakfast tea. Cheers. Pip pip and cheerio. Do you not like prunes? I think he does if he ate it. Cranberries eating prunes. That is awesome. Berries eating stone fruit. Savage. They don't want to end up working themselves to death like the berserk. Oh, gosh, this is too big. I think I was... Oy. Sorry. I shouldn't do this. I shouldn't do this live. But I'm going to, because it's bothering me. They don't want, see, that's much better. Doesn't that feel better? They don't want to end up working themselves to death like the Berserk mangaka, or even Toriyama, as we are starting to find out. The life of mangaka is, it's crazy. It's like they're, I know it's like that in animation studios too. They like have, their desks are set up where they have a little bed underneath the desk so they can just take naps and then get back up and keep working. Crazy. I've even heard that they have like gyms, or gyms in animation studios in Japan, but nobody uses the gym like a gym. They just use it to like take a shower and then go back to work. Unrealistic waistline. Are we talking about this? Sometimes you guys, at least you're on the same wavelength. Heading back to work, Cranberry Landers is, all right, see you later, Cranberry. like 2 minutes. Okay, so this has kind of been the talk of the town. This is a variant cover, so it might be a little confusing, but Deadpool Batman #1 just came out this week, and everybody's been talking about it because it's the big DC Marvel crossover since a long time, and Greg Capullo was the main artist on it, Zeb Wells the writer, and so a lot of people are talking about this, and I didn't realize this. Maybe I didn't read closely in the description of what the book was, but it actually contains several stories that are crossover stories. So I was actually looking through the variant covers, and they had like, I think it was like Daredevil and Green Arrow on variant cover. And I was like, what does that have to do with Deadpool and Batman? Well, there's a story in here with Daredevil and Green Arrow. So there's a bunch of different stories, and they did a million variant covers for this, as you can imagine. I think I've shared with you guys before, one of the stores I go to, Comics Experience, they don't carry variant covers. So if there's ever a shot or ever a chance that I want to pick up a variant cover for any particular book, I'll have to go to a different store to look for it. So I went to Amazing Fantasy and got this variant cover. This is J. Scott Campbell, who he's been doing a lot of variant covers recently. He is probably definitely in like the top 5 in my mind of comic book artists who can draw women really well, really amazing. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to get the J. Scott Campbell cover. And this is Psylocke and Huntress, which is awesome. This is a great, great cover. So if you're talking about the unrealistic waist, Lindsay Rose, yes. Comic book proportions, possibly. And speaking of J. Scott Campbell, he just launched a Kickstarter. I think it was last week. They're doing a artist edition of Danger Girl. That was his creator-owned series that he did with Image Comics. One of the top-selling series that came out that he worked on, probably earned the most money on that series. It was just so hot when he came out. It's like a mixture of Charlie's Angels and Indiana Jones drawn in J. Scott Campbell style. It's amazing. I actually have, this was one thing I unboxed many moons ago on this channel, which was this. This is Danger Girl right here. This is just a compilation of all the issues in this. So I already have this, but the artist edition, we're talking 11 by 17 or bigger than 11 by 17 scans of his original art. I had to back that one. So that one came out, I think it got funded in literally like 20 seconds, and it's in the hundreds of thousands, that campaign. You guys can look that up, or somebody can drop a link in the chat. It's a great campaign, and that's going to be amazing. So super excited about that to come out. But he doesn't do sequential artwork much anymore. I don't think he needs to. I think he just focuses on doing amazing variant covers like this and just makes a lot of money off of it. So here we go. Deadpool Batman #1 variant cover. Oh, so I was saying Comics Experience doesn't usually carry variant covers. So I went to Amazing Fantasy to find, I wasn't gunning for this variant cover, actually. The one I was looking for was double page cover. I wanted to say gatefold, but not gatefold. Double page cover, front and back, of Batman and Deadpool. And I was looking for that. Frank didn't have it at his store, but I saw this one and said, okay, I'll pick this one up. Then I went to Comics Experience to go pick up a couple other books. And lo and behold, for some crazy reason, they decided to carry variant covers, which they never have done in the past. And they had that variant cover that I wanted. And I was like, yeah. But it's okay. This one's really cool. It's great. It's a great cover. Looks great. Too bad I hate Mouth the publishers now. I hate Mouth the publishers. Okay, hate Mouth the publishers. All right. Timmy Mello says, oh, Zeb Wells wrote it. Yeah. Mr. Monkey Boy just dropped a Facebook link. What is this, Mr. Monkey Boy? Yes, this is the one. That is the one I saw. I don't. Oh yeah. Okay, they're just showing a clip. Yes. Anybody interested in the documentary I was just saying, I think it's probably like a 30-minute episode. Go check out that link Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 dropped. It's really good. It's amazing because both of them are incredible artists, and it's one incredible artist telling his idol, the other artist, like why he idolized him and how he emulated a lot of his, like tried to copy a lot of his style. And it's so cool. They're just talking shop, and then he's drawing at the same time. It's really good. It's great. Art and Times J. Ryan says, I still have the Danger Girl game on PS1. Yeah, they made a game. That's right. I never played that game, but I think the only reason people bought that game was because J. Scott Campbell did the cover art. There ain't nothing wrong with Psylocke. That's right. No, sir. I want that. It's a tad pricey, though. The J. Scott Campbell. It is. Yeah, it is. And I mean, it's funny. So that's published by Act 4 Publishing. Act 4 Publishing is owned by Scott Dunbier, who he basically created the artist edition format for IDW. And then he left IDW and formed his own company, Act 4, and he's going to basically build upon these artist editions. That's all he's going to do at his company, and they're going to be amazing. He's going to make tons of money. But depending on which artist he pairs up with, it's like, they can leverage how big the fandom is. So J. Scott Campbell, he's got a lot of fans. He made a huge killing off of just, his success on Gen 13 and Danger Girl, and so the price point that they start off, or the packages that they start off, the tiers they start off with on their Kickstarter are already high compared to other Kickstarters that I've seen for similar stuff. So it's just kind of like, oh, you're just making it hard. And then each tier they're like, so for the Danger Girl book, they're including the complete run, I think, or most of the run, and then like all the scans, right? Which is what you want. And they're like, oh, but if you want to pay a little bit more, you could get his other book called Wildsiders, which it wasn't as popular as Danger Girl, but it's J. Scott Campbell. He's like, we're going to do an artist edition of that too, a smaller one. And you're like, oh, dang, I kind of want that. And they're like, and if you go another level, you can get a nice slipcase that you can put both of them in that has like custom art on it. And you're like, oh, dang. And if you want to go a little, like, it just keeps going up, and you're like, and the jumps are pretty high. So it was a pricey book to back for sure. Why do I wish you bought the other one too? I almost did. It was cool because it was a wraparound cover. That's what I was thinking. I almost did. But because I had already walked away with this, I'm like, no, Rocky, heal. Put it down. Aloha, busy saying hello. What's up, Jason? Jason has been streaming like daily. I think he has, right, Jason? I keep seeing notifications from you. I'm like, dang, again? More, Jason? My goodness. He's out promoting his book, Frog G. Drop the link in the chat, everybody. Go back, Jason, for his Frog G book. It's looking cool and awesome. And Jason always has a great stream. All the loading screens, etc., are his art as well. There you go. I can't imagine it was like a well-made game. Was it? I can't imagine. I think it was just cool looking. Wildsiders will be the rarest part of that Kickstarter. A lot less people will grab it, though. No comment. The thing I like about Wildsiders, I mean, the concept was kind of crazy. It was like Power Rangers, but they had dinosaur energy. It was kind of crazy. But the thing I love about it is J. Scott Campbell talks about a couple influences that are hardwired into his DNA. One of them is Arthur Adams, which obviously when he came out on the scene, J. Scott Campbell, you're like, okay, that dude likes Arthur Adams. And then the other one was Mort Drucker, who was like an artist for Mad Magazine. And he was a master at caricaturing like actors or real people, and just in a super appealing, incredible way. Like you would recognize Mort Drucker's work anywhere. And if you combine those two together, you get J. Scott Campbell. Now, J. Scott Campbell drawing Danger Girl and Gen 13 skewed a lot more towards Arthur Adams because it was like superhero books and, kind of adventure. But Wildsiders, even for whatever reason, he dialed up the Mort Drucker in Wildsiders. And so the characters all have a lot more exaggerated features, a little bit more realistic in their faces, and looked less cartoony. It was kind of cool. So that's why I liked it. I didn't necessarily like the concept. I thought the concept was nutty, but the artwork in it was like, oh, this is a different aspect of J. Scott Campbell that he's leaning into, and I really like that. So that was my reasoning for kind of dipping my toe farther into the tiers of J. Scott Campbell's artist editions. I think that one is 500. I don't think I paid that much. I hope not. K-pop. I'll be proud of you for not buying it, Rocky. Yeah, because I was buying Wildsiders. Lindsay Rose. It all just gets funneled in this different in the same direction, unfortunately. It's a solid game. It's fun, but not amazing. Okay, it's PS1. It's good. All right, let me get into this. Deadpool, Batman, Greg Capullo. I don't know that much backstory on this, but I saw a controversy online a little bit about the colorist on this story, Alex Sinclair, who he's normally Jim Lee. He works with Jim Lee, like he's coloring the Hush 2 books that we've looked at before, and he's worked with Jim Lee and Scott Williams on tons of their projects. But usually Greg Capullo works with another colorist that last time I saw them work together was in a Wolverine Revenge, which we have reviewed on this channel before. And I think they had a falling out. So there was some people I saw online that were comparing these colors to what the other colorist, I think his name was FCO Placencio, something like that. And they were just saying how this looks horrible on Greg Capullo's stuff. I don't think it looks that bad, but FCO's work definitely had a different look to it. So I can see what people are saying, but it was just kind of crazy. I was like, wow, there's a controversy about colorists now. And Alex Sinclair, I mean, he's been coloring forever. That guy is a seasoned veteran in comics. So he's no small talent to be doing this. I asked Frank at Amazing Fantasy, I asked him if he read this. I was like, how was it? And he was like, I'm kind of halfway. I fell asleep. And I was like, I figured, like, as popular as Deadpool is, it's really hard for me to think that you would find especially in a one-shot, a very deep story about Deadpool or like something that like you can connect to. But this is what you pay for. You pay for Batman just kind of punching Deadpool and Deadpool doing some crazy things at Batman. Like it's hard. It's tough to make it work, with the kind of world that Batman lives in, and then to throw in this like comedic talent. I mean, that is Deadpool's shtick, but yeah, I wasn't expecting to find like some sort of like incredible heavy story or like mind-blowing story in this. It's cool. What do you guys think of Capullo's Batman? I mean, he had a long run on Batman. I remember some of the earlier Batman stuff he did, the Court of Owls stuff. It was awesome. Really good rendition of Batman. Throwing in Joker here. Oh, that's it. Okay. It just seems like it was just like one little thing. They fight Joker and then that's it. I would like to see Batman and Deadpool like duking it out some more. And I think there's going to be another issue on the DC side, if I'm not mistaken, right? Am I dreaming that up? I thought there was like two, like one for Marvel, one for DC. It's very flat compared to his regular colorist. Yeah, I haven't done a close comparison of what makes FCO's colors unique when working with Greg Capullo. I just saw the images online that somebody had posted, the comparison between this stuff and Placencia's stuff, and they picked a very, very stylized coloring page, and then I think they picked like something that was kind of dull, like this one, which it's not bad. Okay, so like I said at the top, Deadpool, this story is not the whole comic book. There's more crossover stories in here. So the first one is Batman Deadpool. And then this is Captain America and Wonder Woman, which is kind of a cool combo, right? Very similar time periods for some that their stories could live in. Drawn by Terry Dodson, who this guy has been working forever. Him and his wife, Terry and Rachel Dodson, have been working forever in the comic book industry. But I can never shake in my mind that he just gained his career from looking at Adam Hughes' stuff. And I know that's like long past, but it's just always there. I always look at it, I'm like, it looks like Adam Hughes. But he has more output than Adam Hughes does, for sure, because he's been on regular books before. I think he's produced his own book called Adventure Man. And then there was another book I thought he did, another creator-owned book. Was it Adventure Man? Yeah. Anyway, I mean, it's cool. That's right. This is the second one that's going to come out through DC. And this one's drawn by Dan Mora, who, that's cool. He's like their top artist right now. Written by Grant Morrison. Coming out in November. Okay. Well, we'll have to get that one too. And we can compare. Okay, so there is the Captain America. Oh, well, look. It's just ended up with... Wait, did Captain America just die? Wow. Huh. They killed Captain America. She just took his shield. Okay, that's pretty bold. Captain America, Wonder Woman. This is Jeff and Crypto. Oh, man. I am not the demographic for either of these characters. I don't know why Jeff has become so huge. everybody has. It's cute. Okay, skipping along. That was by Kelly Thompson was the writer, and Guri Hiru was the artist, which I think are two people. I think Guri Hiru is two people. Or maybe not. I'm getting it confused with another obscure name. Daredevil and Green Arrow. So this is written by, Kevin Smith. So Kevin Smith had a run on Daredevil and Green Arrow a long time ago. Kevin Smith's a film director. He directed Clerks, this is his most famous movie, Mallrats, Dogma. I think those are the big ones. And then he also wrote comic books, Daredevil, Green Arrow. And then Adam Kubert's the artist. That's cool. Nice. Oops. Very, very shiny. That's a pretty cool spread. I guess I could see these characters being tied together. They have this like street level, no super, well, I mean, Daredevil does have some superpowers, but it's not like he's shooting beams or flying around. He's kind of a ground level hero, and so is Green Arrow. So that kind of makes sense. That's cool. Count Vertigo. Never heard of him. All right, there. Green Arrow, Daredevil pair up. And then Rocket Raccoon and Green Lantern. Okay. Dyke Ruins, the artist. It's kind of this painted. Oh, okay, just a 2-pager here. This is going to incense Art and Times of J. Ryan when I turn this page. I know it is. Okay, cool. Green Lantern, Rocket. That's a cool Rocket Raccoon, actually. Here we go. Old Man Logan and Batman, The Dark Knight Returns by who? Frank Miller. Old Man Frank Miller. That's kind of crazy. What do you think about this, Jay Ryan? What do you think about this? Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 says, I like the Joker. It's really dark. It is dark. I can see that. Curious to see how, if he was working with his regular colors, it would have turned out. But it is really dark. Yeah, the colors made Deadpool jumping through the window dull. Poor Rogers. Yeah, poor guy. Why did he have to die? Why didn't Wonder Woman die? This is the Marvel book, after all. So why didn't the DC character die? Crypto versus Baby Shark. Yeah, I think that's why Jeff got popular. Is he literally the Baby Shark? I know nothing about Jeff. To the Lazarus Pit. Kevin Smith. Jeff is adorbs. Okay. K-pop is the audience, the target audience for that. Kevin Smith was a film director, then he died and was replaced with a pod person. Okay. Count Vertigo is Green Arrow's nemesis outside of Merlin the Dark Archer. Oh, okay. Thank you for that tidbit. I'm not so deep into the Green Arrow lore, so yeah, he was never a character that I totally followed. He was always just like a side guy that came in and was like snarky. The most I knew of Green Arrow's character was like watching Justice League, the animated series. Mr. Monkey Boy 1969 loves the Frank Miller. He loves it. He loves it. Frank needs to just write and maybe do layouts now. I'm going to disagree with you. I mean, he definitely needs to keep writing. He does great layouts, but I kind of love it. Look at that. Old fart. Old fart. Punk. Come on. Oh, man. It's good stuff. Who is the colorist on this? Alex Sinclair is the colorist. So he can color non-flat stuff. Okay, let's see. This last story. Let me just make sure I got the credits on this last story. Is Logo, which I think is sorry, I'm getting confused with the ads and the story. It looks like Lobo meets Logan. Get it? Logo. That's horrible. And this is Ryan North is the writer. Ryan Stegman is the artist. Stegman is drawing the new X-Men book. Not Uncanny X-Men, but the plain X-Men book, which was pretty cool. I picked up a few of those issues at the beginning of the run. I don't really like this though. I don't like this. I don't like this idea. Ironically, that's a horrible logo for Logo. All right. I think out of these stories, the ones that intrigue me the most are, the main stage story here, Batman. This one looks interesting. The Terry Dodson Wonder Woman Captain America story. No. This one looks kind of interesting. This one looks like pretty cool. Like, makes sense. Cool execution. Great layouts. And this one's too short. And this one. These are my favorite ones in this book. You guys are never going to knock me off of my Frank Miller is the King soapbox. Never, ever. All right, there we go. So it's this is a decent sized book, $6.99, a little bit more pricey than a normal comic book, but it's a decent size, and it's cool that it comes with a bunch of stories. I'm assuming that the DC issue that comes out, I think it said November, will be similar. They'll probably have multiple stories in it and a bunch of different crossovers, and it's kind of fun to for the fanboy in me to see crossovers between the two universes. One of my favorite crossovers of all time. I'll just pull it out here. That's one of my favorite Marvel DC crossovers. Uncanny X-Men and New Teen Titans. Walt Simonson was the artist on this, and that probably had a lot to do with it. Like, the artwork was... This is my well-loved copy of this because some of the pages are loose, actually. This is so good. Yeah, this was great. I mean, I was a X-Men fanboy, right? So seeing Walt Simonson draw X-Men was awesome. And then here comes the Teen Titans drawn by Walt Simonson. Incredible. Then they had this villain, Deathstroke. And then to have Apocalypse. It was cool. I'm sure a lot of you guys know about this issue. So this is like penultimate crossover for me. Here's my loved page. Dark Phoenix, Dark Side. So good. So it's like when that makes sense, that cross. I mean, oh, look at this. It's so great. I remember seeing this as a kid, being like, oh my gosh. It was great. It's a great story. This was like taking itself seriously, and maybe that's why the Wonder Woman Captain America one intrigues me. It seems like it's trying to take itself seriously. A lot of these stories, and maybe that's the easiest to write if you're just writing a one shot crossing over these two universes, is kind of the like comedy shtick. But when it takes itself seriously like this and is kind of feasible in who the characters are and the plots that might happen, it's just magic. So, oh, look at that. It's great. This is a great issue. All right, let's see. Ronin 2 is proof of that. Oh, yes. Yeah, he did great. Great. I mean, I'd argue the writing in that one was a little tough to follow for Ronin 2. I had a little hard time following what was going on in the writing. It was like almost poetry as opposed to like a narrative story. Timmy Mello says, I just saw this image. I basically consider anything that happened at Marvel DC that happened over the last 15 years fan fiction. The last 10, if I'm feeling extra generous, is just horrible. You're a strange little man. Cyclops being great as per usual. Cyclops sucking as... Dang it, K-pop. Beat a K-pop, your haterade is not going to stand here. Don't like Cyclops? Really? So classic. Classic leader, right? Good boy, Boy Scout leader. That is a cool meeting page, right? Yeah. Like when you've turned that page and you see your heroes from both sides of the comic book spectrum, like shaking hands, you're like, what? Sus cover. This one? You must be talking about this, right? Full bottle of Haterade fresh out of fridge. All right, this is Batman Year One. We are almost done with this series. 2 more issues. This one, 11, and then 12 is the last issue, if I'm not mistaken. So Batman Year One, Batman and Robin Year One by Chris Samney. And, oh gosh. No, not... Mark Waid. That's right, Mark Waid. So I don't need to say much about this other than, you know, consistently has been awesome. Really, really good. Great kind of mystery story using a couple new characters, but old characters that we recognize. Clayface. And then building on this dynamic between Bruce and Dick Grayson, surrogate father-son dynamics, throw in a little bit of Alfred in the middle there, and then just trying to figure out how to be Batman and Robin, that team, that duo dynamic. It's cool. The artwork's great. Chris Samney's a great artist. Colors, beautiful on his ink work, and he's just a great storyteller. Very classic Batman. I've said this before. I love this mask aspect that this like stone clay mask that he gave Clayface. It's an awesome addition. I wouldn't be surprised if this continues forward. Like we see more of this in the future, even though this takes place in the past. But when you think of Clayface, you think of the like gargantuan like mud monster. But this is a cool design aspect. This mask. Wow. Very dramatic. So what was revealed in previous issues is Clayface has kind of taken over And one of the ways that he's done it is he's inserted these other clay faces, or like not clones, but just extensions of himself. Seems somehow he's infected people to turn into clay. So it seems like this one guy is like confessing and then turning to dust. It's a great scene. Love the coloring on this. It's like nice greens, subtle tones of greens, and then hit it with this red orange. It's great. Yeah, so the nice kind of plot device is Batman, or nobody knows who is a clay person because they all can morph and change their features. So you don't know who's real. At one point in the last issue, Commissioner Gordon was one of these clay characters and was trying to fool Robin and Batman. It's cool. And then Two-Face is lurking in the background. He's part of the plot as well. That's really cool. Batman gets knocked out here, smashed, and then thrown out the window, and he's falling out. He's kind of saying his last goodbyes, unconscious. And then this beautiful sequence here. And then his hand's caught. You see the flash of green, Robin's cape. He's like, alone? Are you insane? Dun, dun, dun. That's cool. It's nice. So yeah, next issue is the last issue of this story. Ugh. What's that? Nope. No thanks. Batman and Robin, year 1. Number 11. Good stuff. Cyclops had all the hottest ladies after him. He did. He was that guy. He was like the quarterback that got all the cheerleaders. Modern Marvel did irreparable damage to Cyclops. Yeah, the original Batman. You like the original Batman, Batmobile, Mr. Monkey Boy 1969. It's that's not my favorite, but it's definitely iconic. Lindsay Rose says, I like Marsden. I liked his Cyclops too. He was a little too short though. I think that was the problem. But I liked him as a character. As an actor playing that character. Modern Marvel did irreparable damage to Marvel, not just Cyclops. Yeah, that's true. Stop trying to save your boy, Jay. Summer Boys and their dad, leader of the Starjammers. Corsair. K-pop. Are you calling somebody a groupie with a name like K-pop? Come on. Supporting your favorites, even though other people say they suck. Pretty sure that's exactly what it means. I'm a Miller groupie, I think. They hang around and are just there for the band to ignore you. They just exist in the periphery. Good debate back and forth. Who would have ever thought you guys would be debating about Cyclops? I feel like this is something ongoing that I'm unaware of, that I'm just witnessing here. Invincible Universe Battle Beast number 5, moving right along. I think this is a variant cover. I don't think this is the A cover. But this has been a fun one. I've caught up on all of them. It's been a fun one. The writing is great. It's a great, like, tongue-in-cheek story. And I'm surprised at how far they've been able to push out the concept, because it's not that complicated who Battle Beast is and his story, like his purpose. But they've been able to, like, carry a whole story, especially with this this other alien race that he met. And it's just been fun. It's fun. The artwork's great, and Kirkman's writing is great on it. So I've been enjoying it. I don't know. I think maybe it's 6 issues, might be. I don't think it's an ongoing. I think, yeah. So yeah, we'll see. We'll see how they wrap this up. This is the alien race that Battle Beast kind of ran across in the first issue, and then this guy, I think this is a flashback. This guy has been just hanging out with Battle Beast this whole time, trying to get back to his original planet. It's funny because I can see this as a cartoon. Like, this could totally work as a cartoon, like an adult cartoon, but it could totally work as it. Well, this guy just gets eaten by, what is his name? Colossus and Juggernaut. Hilarious. Just got eaten by Colossus, and then they have this scene here taking place inside his stomach where he's running. He gets eaten, and then he's seeing his parents, like, decaying carcasses inside. That's gross. And there he is now, modern day time. Colors have been cool in this. This is kind of cool. It's like this shading from the tree. This nice, very sci-fi fantasy feel. Yeah, in the last issue, I think it was, they forged this sword for Battle Beast, which is awesome. This crazy toy sword. You can totally see a toy out of Battle Beast. Yeah, this sword is crafted from one of his Juggernaut's tusks, I think. So she's seeing it right now. She's like, "Is that my brother?" It's on. So the whole premise, Battle Beast is just trying to find a worthy foe to kill him. So he just catapults himself into these situations of trying to get killed by people better than him. But he's just so good, he can't be stopped. So it's this sick, twisted, like, sadistic thing of him trying to get killed, even though he's so good at killing himself. Yeah, It didn't say to be concluded, so I wonder if it's going to keep going. Continues in issue 6. Maybe it's longer than 6 issues. interested in this. David Finch's new book with Robert Kirkman as a writer called Skin Breaker. That's coming out soon. And I don't know if I'm interested. Here's Dan Mora again. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't know. I'll take a look at it and see. Cool. Battle Beast. Number 5. The artist on this cover is named Tony Moore. Hey, let me see. Do I have something? I'm not familiar with his name. Oh no, that's not who I thought it was. There was a different book with like some warrior tiger. I thought, is that the same guy? But it's not. It's a cool cover though. Yeah, this has been a good seller for them. Apparently, been doing well. It's just a fun romp, and a cool character. All right, let's see. It's an ongoing battle. The Cyclops thing. All right. It's a fight for the pillows. The pillow room awaits you two. I'm lower to the ground. Can grab them first. We're going down, early round, and Sugar, we're going. So, you guys, Battle Beast will meet a similar fate. It looks like it, right? We about to have a Fallout Boy. Yes, the new Finch book, Skin Breaker. I'm curious about it. I'm like the concept. I don't even know what the concept, but like the time period genre. I'm like, okay, but David Finch, right? He's incredible, and Robert Kirkman writing. So it could be awesome. I think they're going to be releasing a large-sized edition for issue 1 too. So hopefully I can get my hands on that one. Cranberry Landers is back. Nice, Cranberry. You gonna dive in here and give your opinion? Oh, here it is. Cyclops used to be cool. I love the 80s Cyclops myself, when he was still pining over Jean Grey. That was my favorite Cyclops. All right, here we go. A very yellow Jay Lee cover. This ends tonight, number 3. I think this is the last issue of this series. It's been fun. I mean, I love Jay Lee. I think he is a great artist, and anytime he's drawing sequential stuff, I try to get my hands on it because it's few and far between these days. He just does covers primarily. So, yeah, I read the last 2 issues, and they're fun. You know, it's nothing to call home about, but they're fun little things, fun little stories. This is awesome. And they're these kind of cutthroat assassin girls out on a bachelorette party kind of in Vegas. So they had 2 stories cross over in the first 2 issues. And so I'm assuming they're just going to wrap it up. Definitely has this like Kill Bill feel to it. This like samurai sword, this guy, and the violence. Nice cover. Jay Lee found profiles, and now that's all he does. It's true. He does a wicked profile, though. For sure. Oh, I went this weekend. No, this weekend. Yeah, this weekend I went to a store in near San Jose called Heroes and Champions. It's a cool little store. And I should probably, I didn't have the time or the energy at the time to like film and do a comic book store spotlight video on it, which I like to do on the stores I visit, and I actually have some backlog that I have to finish editing. But if I do get back into it, I think this is a store I should do one on, because it's one of the few stores I've been in recently that solely focuses on back issues. And so they have tons of back issues in stock. I think they have 3 stores all over the peninsula, but the one I went to has tons of back issues, and then they have boxes and boxes of dollar books, and then they have CGC books too. So it was really cool because at least in the city proper, in San Francisco proper, you don't find stores that have that much stock in back issues because it's hard to keep it. You don't have really the space to store it, and then you're not selling back issues a lot. Most of the money you make is off of the new issues every week on the rack. And so that's where the primary focus of most of the stores I've seen. So it's kind of neat to like step out of the city where rent isn't that expensive, and they can't afford to use up a lot of space just to hold back issues. And this particular store actually also, they like one of the few stores that I saw that still buys back issues, like actively buys stuff. A lot of people you call and they're like, nope, we don't have any place for back issues. So anyway, it was really cool. And the reason I bring it up is I will probably in another stream go over some of the books that I found there because I found some gems. But this reminded me of old school Jay Lee, which I picked this up at that store, Youngblood Stripe File. So this is the same artist for those of you who aren't familiar with Jay Lee stuff. This is the same artist, but this was him in the 90s. Look at how awesome. I loved 90s Jay Lee. It was so aggressive and amazing. Loved it. Look how cool that is. That's so good. So yeah, it's funny that he went from this to like, I mean, you can see some similarities, but not much. His style has evolved tremendously since this time. He like got all the like aggression out with ink splatter, and then it's kind of like got a little bit more subtle here. I mean, it's still violent, but just not as aggro as his older stuff. Oh, is that the end? Huh. Weird ending. Some sort of demons at the end. Well, that was short. Very much Kill Bill colors right there, and blood splatter. This ends tonight 3. So, short run, but if you like Jay Lee, you like girls in Vegas, there you go. And a Kill Bill violent story. This ends tonight is for you. That's a lot of ifs. Oh, man. Yeah, these books that I got, this is how many back issues I got. And one thing they do, too, and like I said, I'll go over them on another stream, possibly. Another thing... Oh! Shoot. Well, I'll say this first before I forget. But another cool thing that they did, they said, the woman who's working there said, one of their deals is if you bring your own short box, you can fill up as many back issues as will fit in the short box, and then you just pay $30 for it, which is that's an amazing deal because I think a short box will probably hold, I don't know, 100, 150 comic books, and you pay $30 for it for back issues. That's awesome. Great panel layouts. Cranberry Landers loves it. Ditto on Jay Lee. Jay Lee does weird, not comic canon front-facing faces like Frank Quitely. Yeah, he definitely has his own unique kind of style to stuff. If you love 90s Jay Lee so much, why don't you marry him? No backgrounds and 3 black pages. That's right. That's right. You can get away with that when you're Jay Lee. That is an amazing deal, right? But I think then I'd come home. I don't know. It's tempting. She was like, you could even buy a short box here and do it. I was like, I don't know. Because I think I picked maybe like 15 books. Those books that stack I just showed you, I think so that's like $15. They were $1 a book. And so you double that and I can get almost 10 times that amount. That's pretty crazy. All right, let's keep moving here. Exquisite Corpses number 5. It's one of my favorite books right now. It's good. It's just a good story. Really interesting, creepy, horror-ish. Not ish. It is a horror story. And kind of frightening, but so fascinating. None of the concepts are like new concepts. They're all like have been done before, but the execution has been pretty cool. And the artwork's decent. It's not like, oh my gosh, the artwork. That's not what's making me pick up this book. But what I will say is I think almost every issue, let me look at them. So this is issue 5, and there are already, 4 issues before this. Each issue has a different artist. But they're paired up with Michael Walsh, who is he was the original artist on issue 1. So I'm going to give him he's like the art director maybe or whatever. But I've been amazed because every issue is a different artist. So his hand must be pretty heavy on how he's assisting these, because you can't tell a difference between the books. Even in the storytelling style, the look of the characters, they all feel very consistent. So, I've been impressed with that. And Jordi Belaire's the colorist on this. Great colors. Look, she even wrote this story, which that's a first, with James Tynion. So, the premise of Exquisite Corpses is I believe it's 13 super elite families in the country that every year they get together. I think it's every year, get together and have this competition. It's kind of like Hunger Games competition, and they have a warrior or somebody who fights on their behalf. They're usually serial killers that fight on their behalf. They all pick one, and they have a weapon that they're assigned, and then they battle it out and they duke it out, and then whoever wins gets control of the country. So it's like this 1%er who is the dark corporation behind pulling all the strings kind of feel to it, which is very apropos of the climate that we live in. But it's kind of told in this Hunger Games story. So it's cool. And then they've inserted these human characters who are trying to figure out what is going on. They're victims, but a couple of them are starting to piece together some of the puzzle pieces of the story. And so you get invested in them to survive pretty much in the midst of these very highly trained murderers trying to kill each other. And they're stuck all in this town. It's Halloween. It's crazy. It's a really cool premise. So these two characters, I forgot their names, but they're actually represent competing families, and they meet in this club and they kind of hook up a little bit, but then you realize oh shoot, it's as if you were trying to go on a hit to kill somebody, and you didn't realize that was the person you were attracted to in the club or something. So it's like Mr. and Mrs. Smith. I mean, it's just this one small story, but it's kind of cool. It's just oh shoot, what's going to happen? Now they're going to kill each other. And you do, and the way that they set it up, I think it's because it's like a, certain rounds of the fight, you do kind of invest in like, oh, I hope that one character wins or beats the other one. Well, that's gruesome. Yeah, that was really messed up. And then each of these characters has a specialty, right? So one of them is just swords. One of them is a crossbow. One of it's explosives. Yeah, these are the two. This character likes bombs. She likes, what does she like? Fire, I think. Here they go. Wow. Ugh. Gruesome. It's kind of messed up. It's a kind of messed up story. But it's told really well. And a lot of the people that I see that are reading this like really like it too. So it's doing great. And then I believe they're working on a game right now, like either a card game or some sort of role-playing game that's based off of this. So yeah, here's the leaderboard on that. Kind of cool. So it's funny because usually when the artwork is mid, so-so or not, like artwork 95% of the time is what attracts me to a book. So the artists and just the artistry in it, the storytelling, all that kind of stuff. And then story is like right there underneath. But this one, I'd say the artwork's good. It serves the purpose. It's decent. There's a lot of great storytelling going on, but the style is like, okay. But the story is just really grabbing me. So in this particular case, story supersedes artist for me. I'm not picking up this book because of the artist. I'm picking this book because of the story and where it's going. Exquisite Corpses number 5. All right, let's see. Wait. Dare I say? I think of it as Battle Royale. Absolutely. That's exactly what it is. I like Jay Lee's art, by the way, despite the relatively weird faces, but I love the style. Yeah, he's all style, man. There she is. Comrade Sammy, what is it? An hour and 45 minutes in? And then you show up? What happened? Someone start the 30-minute turtle timer for Rocky when it finally gets to my chats. Where you been, Comrade Sammy? Cranberry Lane just says, I really like the colors. Good composition. I see we're missing some. We're missing quite a few of the mod squad. Quite a few. The OGs. Where are they, Comrade Sammy? I think what that means is you got to get on Discord, Comrade Sammy. You got to get on Discord and round them up because that's where they're all lurking. And when you're not here, things go awry sometimes. So I think you need to join Discord. You missed the big pillow fight. That's right. Why does this cold feel like it's hitting way too close to home? The comic? Oh. Yeah. Well, let's talk about that. Nice color blocking. All the mischief is happening in the comic. That's right. It's all the vices. I think that's kind of what these families represent. They're not good families by any stretch of the imagination. They've all got horror. And I think that's what surprises me of why I'm so into this comic, because there's no real redeeming quality in any of the characters. You don't maybe the innocent characters, you're like, I hope you survive, but most of them are all horrible, horrible people. So I think it falls into that genre of like, that fantasy genre of like, well, if I could do that, you know, if I could do whatever I wanted without any consequences, what would I do? Kind of comic. So yeah, but it's for a comic that doesn't have a true hero overcoming something and is kind of dark this way. I'm surprised that I like it so much. Honestly, I can't say much. I've been kind of lurking for a good hour now. How on brand is that? It's pretty on brand. I've been here. I swear. The OGs pronounce Augs. All right. Not Rocky joining in on the dog pile to get me on Discord. Hey, it worked on me. It worked on me. All right. Speaking of Wolverine Revenge, remember this one? When they said they were coming out with, this is number 3. So when they said they were coming out with a red band raw black and white edition for the first issue, I was like, it's Greg Capullo's art. This was the book that he was working on when he parted ways with his colorist. Ironically, we're looking at a black and white book now. I didn't plan that. But when I heard that they were doing like a black and white version, I was like, do I want to see Greg Capullo's art? I mean, he's good. It's good art. Do I want to see it in black and white? I don't necessarily really need to see it in black and white. But the surprising thing with this is that it's not just black and white. It's the pencils. So yeah, I've flipped through issue 1 and 2 on this, and it's surprising they're releasing this as single issues, this pencils. This is very odd for them to make this choice, but apparently there's a market for it, and I love it. So not much to say other than, you know, if you like the pencils or seeing the pencil art of comics, this is a cool way of doing it for Greg Capullo's work. And yeah, I think there's 5 or 6 issues of this series, and I'm assuming they're releasing it for every single issue. So it's cool. It's really cool. And it's really tight too. And again, this is the same artist that did that Batman Deadpool. So here's his Deadpool again here. It's great. It's like a little mini artist edition in your hands. Crazy. There's issue 4. So yeah, I mean, this one, I'll keep picking this one up. And I'll pick the whole series up because I love me some pencils. I love me seeing process. This is a book that I have my eye on. Dan Panosian, Jimmy Palmiotti, The Punisher, A New Punisher. This is cool cover, and I love Panosian's work. His current work is crazy good, so it'll be cool to see him do sequentials again. I saw some old Panosian stuff that he had done on in the 90s when he was working at Image, and I'm like, oh, I didn't like it at all. And now I think he's amazing. So Wolverine Revenge, Red Band number 3, Red Band Raw, Black and White edition number 3. Too many words. Oh, I forgot. That's what I forgot to do. Forgot this. How could you guys let me forget? Deadpool Batman number 1. Keep these in mind. We're going to vote at the end of this stream which one you guys liked. Batman and Robin Year 1 number 11. Battle Beast number 3. This Ends Tonight number 3, the Jay Lee book. Wait, what just happened? Oh, whoops. That was out of order. Exquisite Corpses number 5. Wolverine Revenge Raw Edition number 3. That's where we're at, right? Wait, what's this? I already have Exquisite Corpses. I messed up. Did I miss one? Battle Beast, Batman? No. It's all right. Okay, I actually made another one. Oh well. Is that right? Okay, so keep those in mind as we move on. This one. Oh, I'm so excited about this one. And I kind of hinted at this one in the description of when I posted this on social media. I gotta zoom out my camera too for this one. Do you guys know what this is? Or what this will be? I mean, I can only zoom out so far. All right. Booyah. Absolute Batman #1 work in progress edition. So the first time that DC released a work in progress edition was that Superman for All-Star Superman, the Frank Quitely one. And pretty much these are artist editions of this particular issue. So it's printed at a large size, at actual size. Is this 11 by 17? Yep, it's printed at 11 by 17, which is artboard size, original artboard size. And just to give you reference, this is regular comic size, right? So this is of the very first issue of Absolute Batman, which, if you can believe it, is on its 8th printing. So the way it works in comics is like they'll do a run, they'll like estimate, okay, we're going to print 100,000 copies and we're going to sell 100,000 copies of this comic book. And then if it sells out and it's popular enough and people are demanding it, they'll print a second printing, right? And each printing, they produce more and more and more. And in theory, the first printing is the most valuable because it was the first one out. And as you go down each subsequent printing, it becomes, it's easier to get like the 8th printing versus the first printing, right? So I have the first printing of Absolute Batman because I was right there when this series came out. But now they're on their 8th printing. And then I think they're on their like 5th or 6th printing for all the other issues. It's crazy. So all that being said, they're doing really well with this Absolute Batman series. And then they announced that they were going to do this work in progress version of issue 1 of Absolute Batman, which I was so excited about. But I don't know if you remember it. When Absolute Batman issue 1 came out, it was kind of under the radar, but they released this, which I picked up. And this is the Noir edition, which is scans of the original. Sometimes Noir edition means they just do a black and white, but this one you could tell they scanned the original pages and then they just put it together in a comic book, similar to that Wolverine red band thing we just looked at. So I already had this and I'm like, that's amazing. I can see Dragota's original artwork, at comic size and just like marvel at his original artwork. The scans, all the corrections, love it. But then they printed it again, but at the artboard size. So I'm like, well, of course I have to pick up that one too. Do you see how this works? You see how they toy with me as a collector. Going back to that this book is on its 8th printing. I saw the cover for the 8th printing of Absolute Batman. Can I call it up here? That's a widget. Hang on one second. It's worth it to call this up, or show you guys at least. It kind of all ties together, as many of the things I talk about do. Okay. Wait, that's not a great. This is great. This is the Absolute Batman 8th printing issue 1. Look at that cover. Who drew that cover? Jay Lee drew that cover. That is such a cool cover. I saw it on the stands and I was this close to picking it up. And I'm like, I have too many versions of Absolute Batman #1. There is no way I need to pay another, whatever it is, $5.99 or something for another version of the same comic. So I didn't do it just because I was walking out with this very, very large version of it. But you can't tell me that's not a cool cover. That is, I would love to see a Batman book drawn by Jay Lee like this. So cool. So yeah, that's a great rendition. And they just know how to make it, they just know how to make you just keep buying edition after edition after, at least me. And then this is no different. So I can't fit it all on screen, but I'll try and show you guys. It's not like you haven't seen this first issue before, but it's just so cool to see it at size. Like I can't even begin to explain the cool factor of seeing it at actual size that the artist drew it. And then I love seeing these, imperfections and marks and fingerprints. It's beautiful. And then Nick Dragotta wrote a little intro here. So we'll just flip through really quick. Okay, let's see. Whoa. I'm so behind now. Do I need a secret decoder ring to join the Discord? No, you don't, Art and Times J. Ron. Timmy Mello dropped a link earlier. Timmy Mello, could you drop that again? One of those like 7-day links, or I can do it at the end of the stream, or somebody can do it. If you could drop a link for Discord for Art and Times J. Ryan, we'd love to have you there. Not cool. When your comic society is divided by sociopathic ruling elites who fight among each other for supremacy, good thing is just a comic. What's in it for me? Do I get paid? No. Comrade Sammy? You get paid as much as I get paid. Only the cool and popular kids do Discord. That's right. 3 Ovaltine lids to get your decoder ring. Oh, that's the best. That is the best. And as I catch up on chat, just look at these pages. Marvel at these pages. The smell of this book is wafting off of these pages as I flip it. And it's a beautiful thing. The amount of ink fairies that had to die to print this at this size. It just warms my heart. It's really good. You get the satisfaction of greater entertainment. That's right. Cool pencils. Like the pencils too. Punisher book looks good. It looks great. And I heard, Jimmy Palmiotti got his start as an inker, an assistant, and then a inker, full-blown inker. Long career as an inker. And then he was writing too. And a lot of people, I couldn't tell you any Jimmy Palmiotti books that I've read. And I'm sure I've read some, but a lot of people say he's a great writer too. So I'm really curious about their version of Punisher. Cranberry, you see, I already get good entertainment here on the YouTubes. Yep. Most interactivity fun stuff, like memes and free art. Oh, Cranberry's selling it. Nice job, Cranberry. Sanvean. What about that first comic manga? Oh! You mean this? There it is. It's at the bottom. I just separated it out because it was an unboxing. But yeah, it's there. You guys are sharp. Thick man. Jay is so excited right now. Jay wanted to be even larger so he can see more of it. Come on, Jay. Look at this. if I did a drawing like this, people would be like, wow, Rocky, amazing. It's good. Good. It's on a nice stock too. It's slightly, I love this. They printed it, or they picked a paper stock that is slightly off white. And so you can see some of this like white out here that's bleeding out, which is amazing. It's good. Okay, it gets even better. Just wait. This is awesome. Because it's not just the comic book that they include in this. Well, here's a great sequence right here. Crashing through the window. Ba-boom. So cool. Like, I can see the like scratchy pen ink marks here. Beautiful stuff. Cross hatching. You could see the like ink, you know, the brush marks here in the blacks. So good. All right. Epilogue. Nice. This is the first time, I think, like even this in the Noir edition, which I just noticed now. Evan just subscribed. What's up? I don't know if Evan's here. Speaking of Evan, I will be streaming with him tomorrow. I think it's tomorrow morning. I'll be on another episode of the Evan edition where Evan leads a great discussion on pop culture, mainstream pop culture news. And I may or may not contribute to that because a lot of times I don't know what's going on in mainstream pop culture. Unfortunately, I'm such a comic dork that like I don't know anything really outside of, and I'm not even that deep into the comic news myself. I just like what I like. But yeah, thanks for subscribing, Evan. If you are watching right now, I will see you tomorrow. You guys, he has his own channel called the Evan Edition. And you could subscribe to his channel as well. He's trying to build that up, but it's been fun being a guest interviewer on his channel. And he also has another guy named Zach who does same thing, kind of joins him, and they talk about pulp culture. So it's just fun. If you like nerd culture, pop culture, movies, TV shows, sometimes I'm trying to insert in more comic stuff in there. Go subscribe to his channel. And come watch us. Come join the chat. So what I was saying is this image, at least in this Noir edition, this is still the finished ink, like ready for print version right here on this cover. But this one is like the art. Like you can see the scans and the whiteout here. Can you see that? Like the whiteout marks here. It's great. The corrections. It's beautiful. Man. And I mean, they sold the artwork on this and they made tons. I think these were selling for like tens of thousands of dollars. And that's like, there's very few current comic artists that can command that kind of price on their original art. A lot of the really good ones, they're in like high thousands, right? But when you start getting into the tens of thousands and you're still a working comic book artist, not like somebody who's from the golden age of comic book art, but I mean, you're doing something good, and Nick Dragotta can do that. Daniel Warren Johnson's another one that can do that. Okay, so they end it with this cover image, the scan of the cover image, beautiful. Art and Times J. Ryan says incredible. Each print they make Batman even thicker. That's right. The problem with absolute sales numbers was that they had incentives on other Batman books. So if you bought X number of books, you get the absolute issues insanely cheap. Is that what happened? No kidding. Sales aren't natural order pre-sale numbers. So they've been skewed from the jump. No kidding. See, this is the kind of nerdy information that Evan would need that you could provide. Soon it will be just titled Abs Bat. Just pages of a thigh at various angles. Wow. Emo trash. Speaking of an OG, emo trash. What's up? Good seeing here. You guys are late. Late. I know it is a Thursday, so technically I'm 24 hours late. But yeah, you guys are late. There's my partner in crime. All the people. Still not home, just killing a little time with my boy. It's busy. All right. Cool gun spread. Yes. That's an amazing double pager. Here's the Discord link. Art and Times of J. Ryan. Please join us. I will go over. Thank you, Cranberry. Also, the Groomsman Discord. Yeah, I call it the Groomsman Ground. I'll be flipping through some of that Discord stuff in a second. This is the last book we will look at today. Boy says to tell that I am abusing ferrets. Okay, oddly specific. Yes. A lot of squishing squids for that comic. That's right. They took one for the team to produce this comic. Give me money, then maybe I'll consider joining. That's what I say. That's what I'm saying. Guys, subscribe. Become a member. Then maybe I'll join. Inklings knew what they were getting themselves into. Oh, here we go, Cranberry. That deserves one of these. The Ferret is a fun comic. I don't think I've ever heard of The Ferret. I like it in black and white. I do too. I love it. Lindsay Rose is saying hi to Evan. Nice. Timmy Millie says, I lurked the Sunday stream. They talked some Demon Slayer, which was pretty neat. Oh, yeah. Evan actually asked me that. He was like, have you seen Demon Slayer? And I'm like, no. Because I heard it just made like crazy money in the box office for a non-Western animated film. But yeah, I told Evan I don't watch that much anime. At least modern anime. I watch like all the kind of the old classics. So yeah, I didn't have much to comment on that. Okay, so the other cool thing that they included was this was for the second edition that printed. I believe it was second edition. Yeah, second printing cover. Nick Dragotta did another cover. Amazing. And this is the scan, the ink scan of it. Look how beautiful that is. He's got that thigh cocked forward. He's like, yeah, I got thick thighs. It's so cool. He took the J. Ryan's favorite logo. He pulled it off and it's got it in an axe form right there. So cool. And then I love this. They included layouts. So this is really cool. I actually wish this was a little bigger, but this is Scott Snyder, who's the writer, viewing the layouts of Absolute Batman #1. They're all like on the floor in his living room. And then they included them all here. So this is Nick Dragotta's layouts. Beautiful. Oh, look at that. Nothing gets me more excited than seeing little thumbnail rough drawings. It's so cool to see it. You know, it's all there. Even though it's still in rough form, it's all there. And you can kind of see what they shifted a little bit. They changed. Looks like he's doing these layouts digitally, which is smart. And then I know that Dragotta works traditionally for his final stuff. And then they included this little model sheet. This was like floating around on the internet when they announced this series and that Dragotta was the artist on this series. This was like his concept sketches or whatever. And they showed this at San Diego Con before the book came out. So it's always been floating out there, but it's so cool they included it here. So cool. Beautiful. This great little back image here. Love it. So Absolute Batman, work in progress. Too big to fit on screen. Just warms my heart. But it's hard to store these because you have to have a really tall shelf for this particular ones. All right, let's get to this here. So I don't know why I have 2 Exquisite Corpses. I'm going to take that off. And then this very, very bad space at the bottom here. I'm going to move this up and this up. Okay, so, here is our lineup for the day. So, quick review. Deadpool. Why am I seeing all these? Okay, Deadpool, Batman number 1. Batman and Robin year 1, number 11. That was the Chris Samney book. Battle Beast number 3. This Ends Tonight, number 3. Exquisite Corpses is number 5. And Wolverine Revenge Raw Edition, that was that penciled edition, number 3. Absolute Batman number 1, work in progress. Guess which one is my favorite? And Sanvean, as a lot of you guys called out. That was the book that I unboxed at the beginning of this stream. Those are our books for this week. Let me know in the chat which one is your guys' favorite. And I will mark it here, and then we will see. We'll decide. Because what I've been doing is whichever book ends up being the favorite in the chat for everybody in the chat, I'll adjust the thumbnail for the stream on my YouTube channel. So right now the thumbnail is Batman Deadpool, but after the stream, whichever one wins, I'll do a different thumbnail for it. Just a cool way to show you guys that you can you too have voting power on my channel. Emo Trash says, boy says hello. Now, what's up, boy? How are you doing? Should we call you E-Boy Trash? What's your name? All right, let's see. So vote in the chat. Let me know in the chat which one is your guys' favorite. Timmy Mello says Sanvean, definitely. Wow, okay. I did not expect that. Cranberry Ranger says, I didn't see the first. I caught a bit of Battle Beast. First 3. Ferret 1 says hello. I picked This Ends Tonight. Nice, Cranberry Ranger. Well, I'm not. These are unexpected votes, guys. I love it. Lindsay Rose says, I can't decide between Sanvean and Absolute Batman Work in Progress. All right, I'll give you a couple seconds here, or a few seconds to decide, Lindsay Rose. The original Batmobile, even though I don't like Mark Waid. So that's one for, if I'm not mistaken, Batman and Robin year 1, number 11's got 1 vote. E-Boy. Ferret 2. How does a ferret say hello? Riddle me this. What do they say? Lindsay Rose says, hopefully John's doing okay. Can contact him on Discord. I'm super behind on Demon Slayer like a season, but it's definitely a huge success. Okay. Yeah, I should catch up. Old classics like Superbook, Akira, Gundam, and My Neighbor Totoro. Definitely My Neighbor Totoro, Akira are rewatchables for me. Gundam, Superbook, I didn't watch that much of, but yeah, that one's an old classic. The movie, I think Demon Slayer, there was a movie that came out, right? Wasn't it? Am I thinking that wrong? Am I confusing that with something else? Wait. Maybe I'm confusing that about something else. What movie? Wasn't it Demon Slayer that came out? There was a movie that came out recently that Demon Slayer. I could have sworn there was something that came out recently in the theaters that like killed it and people were shocked. Let me look at box office. Yeah, Demon Slayer. Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, Infinity Castle. That's the one. It did crazy. Last weekend, it did $70 million. $70 million for an anime that's based off of a series. coming in second place was The Conjuring Last Rites, which only made 25.6 million. So by a huge margin, it killed it. Okay, let's see. I was right, Demon Slayer. Okay, the movie's still okay. Hello, F1 and 2. Okay, so Demon Slayer. Okay. All right, what's it gonna be, Lindsay Rose? Cranberry already voted. Just want to make sure you guys already voted. Art and Times of Jay Ryan, are you still there? Did you vote? Did you leave before the vote? I think he left. I think K-pop left before the vote. Dagnabbit. Yeah, came out in theaters. Did great. We have one for every absolute work. Batman work in progress. Nice. So we're tied. Dang it. This is Comrade Sammy's dream. It was a sub and dub. Art and Times J. Ryan's here. Okay, what's your vote, Art and Times J. Ryan? Will you tip the scales? Are you able to tip the scales? Tell me it's absolute Batman number 1. Oh, I gotta write a note for myself. I need to come up. We need some sort of Jeopardy music for this time. I keep saying I need it, and then I keep forgetting. Dag nabbit. Hard Times J. Ryan says Battle Beast. Okay. Emo Trash says, I'll toss in Caked Man because I can. Nice. I'm doing it because we need a winner. Oh, wow, that got bold. It got thick. the vote got thick. How mad would you be if I said I've been here since Sanvean? I chose that as my favorite. What? Are you serious? Comrade Sammy, that is very unlike you. Very, very unlike you. Is that seriously your vote? All right, we could do it. Did you just do this to spite me? Dang it. All right, let me see. This should not be bold. It's a totally different font. What is going on? And you're right. This is my dream. Tied. You guys. All right. So then what? Do I need to pull the corporate veto here and throw my vote into this? I know Mark's Music Obsession, he was busy. He was telling me on Discord. He told me he was busy with friends, dinner. So he would be here to help with this vote. Lock that rectangle. I need to hold some sort of veto power in it. Otherwise, I'm going to be locked in a tie forever with you guys. And that's not cool. I would never do anything to spite you. All right. I'm going to say absolute Batman number 1 work in progress is the winner unless we have some other person come and vote. Why are you guys doing this? I'm getting some pushback here. Okay, this is a perfect time to segue. Do eeny meeny. Actually, I saw, you know what I did? I saw, that's what I'm going to do. This is key. I saw, so when somebody super chats, for example, or joins as a member, as you guys saw, or subscribes or whatever, there's that little widget that shows up and makes a noise. And so that's through Streamlabs, which is a service you can join to like add extra bells and whistles and widgets to your streams. So I did that for that. But I did see that there's a widget where you can spin a wheel, like Wheel of Fortune or kind of thing. And I need to implement that. I'm going to call it like the Wheel of Ties or something. I'm going to implement that so that whenever we have a tie on stream, we can have a definitive tiebreaker, because this is getting out of hand. Eeny meeny. All right, let me see. I think everybody's voted that's here. So we can't be in a deadlock. I can't do two. I mean, I could do two thumbnails. No, I'm not going to do two thumbnails. I'm going to call it. I mean, I'm not ending yet because I'm going to show you guys the Discord stuff really quick. But I'm going to call it unless some rando comes in here and votes differently, like John, and we just make John vote for something. So but before we do that, where is it? Here. Okay. Switch this to Discord. Boom. Okay, that works. Boom. And oh no. Oh yeah. Okay, cool. That's right. Okay, now publish. I can come in with my alt account. Why? I would much rather stick with the chaos of having ties. That's easy for you to say. John said he was unavailable today. No problem. John was helping me out on some Discord stuff the other night, so he put in the extra credit time. I do not fault him at all. Okay, so this is Discord. This is my Discord. Okay, how do I do this? All right, there. So what have we done here so far in Discord? It's kind of, it's relatively chill right now. We're trying, who's this? Well, Art and Times of J. Ryan. Well, howdy do, Art and Times of J. Ryan. Welcome to my Discord. Look at that. Showed up right here. Art and Crimes of J. Ryan. Oh, we got the dark J. Ryan for Discord. But just a welcome when people join, obviously announcements, blah, blah, blah. So I announced, hey, I was going to be late, or I was pushing my Wednesday comics to today. So I posted that in there. I think Discord is going to be primarily more the communication tool that I have that's outside of YouTube. And again, just to recap, part of the reason why I'm doing this, branching out to Discord and also Fourth Wall, which I'll talk about a little bit again in a minute, is because when you put all your eggs in one basket, like YouTube, any minute YouTube could change their policies, they can ban you, they can take your channel down, and then you're screwed. And so I would hate to lose the momentum and everything that we've built here just by depending on YouTube. But YouTube is for sure going to be a primary source of content coming from me, but it's going to be supplemented now more so with this Discord stuff. So there we go. Then we have a section here, category here for YouTube, where my new videos post. So here, this video, the little bot tells you this video will live. So you can keep up to date with videos as of when I started Discord that all show up here. Oh, there's the Evan edition. That was one of the last shows I did with him. So when that show happens, I'll post it in here too, just to keep everybody up to it. The YouTube challenge board. Now, this is something that I thought would get people into it because I've been dropping these challenges in here, and it's just to get people to like jump in. And at the end of the month, so whoever wins the challenges at the end of the month, I'm going to tally up the winners. And the winner is the first person who gives me the right answer on these challenges. And I will send you a prize. a little prize. So I won't tell you what the prize is for this month, but there will be one at the end of September. But nobody has answered my challenges yet. So let's go over those. First challenge I posted 9/5. Which stream, title, and time code did I look at Super Patriot by Dave Johnson? And I kind of came up with that challenge on the fly because I was talking about it. I was like, what was that stream? And I said, oh, that could be a great challenge. So it requires a little bit of digging. It required me to do a little bit of digging to find out the answer of it too. But it's out there. You can give me the title of that stream and the exact time code that I did, which it's not hard to find because it's referenced in the descriptions. You could win that challenge. So the first person to reply to the challenge question here on Discord and post their answer, they'll be given a point, and we'll tally them up at the end of the year, at the end of the month, and then whoever's the winner will get a prize. Challenge 2, I posted last week. Oof. What are the names of my 2 guests and childhood friends on the Super Nostalgia streams? So those were earlier streams I did at the beginning of the life of my YouTube channel, where I had 2 of my childhood friends come on, and we were talking about the comics that got me into comics. So it was a really fun conversation. I've actually been meaning to reach out to them again to do another stream with them because it's been super fun. Like, we lost touch for decades. And then when I started this YouTube channel, I was thinking about them because there's so much of why I got into comics as a kid. And so I reached out to them, found them through like Facebook and old accounts and blah, blah, blah. And then we reconnected, and it was so much fun having them on stream. So I had 2 streams, Super Nostalgia streams, and they were on them. And so the question is, what were the names of them? First person to answer. I thought that one's a pretty easy one. First person to answer that will win that challenge. So that's 2. I will post another challenge this week, before the end of this week. So that's where you can find it here on the challenge board. Then the community, we have some polls here. I haven't placed a poll here. I will soon, though. I have an idea for a poll. It has to do with the master study. That'll probably go in here, where the way that YouTube does polls is kind of sucky. So because they limit to how many answers you can do in the poll, and that doesn't always work for me. So I thought that Discord actually does polls better. So yeah, I'm going to primarily be doing polling through Discord for most of the stuff. Maybe if I have a poll and we're talking about it live on chat, I'll do it in the YouTube chat. But for the most part, many polls will be here on Discord. Sorry, Comrade Sammy. We'll make exceptions for you, but you need to join Discord. Super Duper Comic Club. This is the one that I brought up this morning at the beginning of this stream of I would love to discuss 300. Dropped the link here. You can read it online for free if you don't own a copy yourself. And then here's where I thought the discussion should start. Drop your comments using these categories as topics threads. So let's talk about the story, writing. Did you like it or not? And I said you can rank them 1 to 5. You can just say story 2, genre world 4, character 5, art 2, whatever. Or you can go in depth and say why. So it's just a way, it's like a book club of what you like about these particular books. You can add images into the thread if you want to highlight, like I love this panel and this is why, blah, 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 just to have a conversation. This is what I would do with my friends when we would go to the comic book store and share books. It's a little harder to do on YouTube because it's kind of one-sided with me doing all the yapping. But this is a way that we can have a conversation. So 300 is the first book we should do it on. We'll be doing more books as this grows, but I thought this would be a cool one to start. And then here is share stuff is this awesome. Oh, that's amazing. Look, Emotrash posted the pictures of the ferrets. This is amazing. See, this is why Discord is cool, Comrade Sammy. Look at that. Here's the ferrets that we were just literally talking about. This is a picture of, took a walk with a friend on the beach. My friend Marty, we went walking on the beach this morning, and I saw a crow eating their dead crow, which was gnarly, but a great metaphor for something in life, just posted that in. And then crazy memes. These are the like pictures Timmy Mello posted from the All-Star game. Super awesome because we were just talking about it. This is the Mobius trailer. This was the link to the a Dune documentary that has Mobius in it that we have. So we were having this conversation, just started here when Timmy Mello dropped a link. Pretty awesome. And it's a great source of kind of just things to share. The Art Lounge. This is where people drop. I just created this recently where we can drop people's artwork. So if you want to share artwork, this was this awesome page of poses by Timmy Mello. I was doing the high-res scans and just printing them out to compare them to the originals. So I just posted a picture there, stuff like that. Film studies, we'll get into that. We'll build that out. But that one, I would love to do that live with people, especially as the live streaming component on Discord or the watch party component has been super cool. And I've loved how that worked. We could easily do like film studies as a group and just watching films, stopping, pausing, doing little studies, posting the artwork. I think that'd be a really fun thing to do just with a community. And it's a great way to practice like storytelling, composition, if you're interested in that kind of stuff. So there, I haven't posted anything there. I might post my own examples of some film studies I've done, but we haven't posted anything there. Then comics artist reference. I love this one, and I would love other people to add their own stuff, but this is, I thought, just a cool place to drop links of artists we like, right? So I just picked a few that were just a bunch of images that I saved, like Alex Toth here, and I just posted images of Toth's work here, so you can click on them, you can look through, look at these amazing Toth drawings. And then this is just a way to share like artists that we love. Look at this. Oh, I love this stuff. So yeah, you can add to these posts. So if you have Alex Toth art that you want to add here, add it in. Just create a thread. It's Frank Robbins. You guys know I love Frank Robbins stuff. Did some great work on the Shadow. Look at his Batman. So cool. Art and Times of Jay Ryan's favorite. Nick Dragotta's right here. Look at these awesome Nick Dragota artwork. That's so good. And this is just stuff I found online, right? So really cool stuff. This was actually Batman before he got hired to do Absolute Batman. Amazing. His thighs are already thick. This was from East of West. This is what introduced me to Nick Dragotta's artwork. Was this series East of West, which is incredible. And this is East of West also. It's like a sci-fi western, post-apocalyptic. This is a book he did called Ghost Cage. Anyway, cool stuff. And then the last artist was Stephen Platt. I'm sure some of you guys have scans of Stephen Platt stuff on your desktop, but just love it. I just posted a few that I really love. Crazy good artist. At the time, just loved it. Like just totally tapped into Image Comics on like steroids. So fun stuff. Comics artist reference. But if you have new artists you want to share too, create a new thread and post it in there. And then we have this special section for groundbreakers, which are people who pay for that membership through Fourth Wall. The link is in my description. Should be. It's a different kind of membership, and that is the one where you get high-res scans. For $6 a month, you get high-res scans of my master studies. You'll get a first peek, first look, first dibs at if I start selling original artwork online, which I will be. And then first look at videos that I post. And then you get this special role here on Discord, which is like a little bit more exclusive than just joining Discord randomly. And then also, if I do start selling more merch or whatever that, you'll get a little bit of a discount, a cut there, just because, I want to give people who support me and want to support me in that way, make it worth their money. So I know you guys work hard to earn your money or whatever, and it's valuable, whatever you spend it on. You don't just have money to just throw away. So me doing this crazy thing and asking for money is just like, ugh, really? But, I want to give you value for that. So hopefully the things that I do will. So yeah, and then here's this little stream room here down here. I don't think I can really. Can I do this? I might screw things up. Did I screw anything up? Hopefully I didn't screw anything up. Well, that's where you stream, and you can stream videos and blah blah blah. So yeah, that is my Discord channel. That's where it is now, and it's constantly evolving. It's very much in the baby phase. So I would love people who are more experienced in Discord to chime in. Let me know what you think. Give suggestions. I'm all for it. I'm a newbie when it comes to Discord stuff, but it's been really fun, and it's been an awesome thing to build out. Wait, what the heck? Cranberry Langers. He's dropping the answers already to these challenges. Actually, you got to reply to the challenges. I'm going to count them in. Don't worry, Cranberry Langers. You don't have to do it again. But next time, reply. Did you reply to... Oh, yeah, this one you replied. Did you? I don't think you replied to this one. But I get it. I see it. I'll double check, but I think you got both challenges, Cranberry Langers. You dirty rat. All right. So that's Discord. Fourth Wall is another thing. It's a site. Just go click on the link in the description of what Fourth Wall is, and you can see it. You just have to sign up. It's similar to Patreon. Sign up if you want to do that. Or you can just buy the membership here on YouTube. That membership, $1.99 a month, just to enhance, have fun here on YouTube. All right, let me catch up on the chat. We'll look at, I think we have all the votes in. But we'll look at who won the favorite comic book of today. Wait, let's see. Okay. John said he was unavailable. Got it. Nerdified come in. Is this you, Cranberry? Is this you? I don't care if it isn't. I'm gonna count it anyway. Hello, Nerdified. Thank you for voting for Batman. How's it hanging? Someone mysterious, who knows? Ferret number 2 has been tried for hence the cage, right? Crimes of knocking over a trash can. That could be it. Yeah, that is a crime. That's right. Sheldon Cooper's fun with ferrets. Ferret Jailer. That sounds like a new comic book. We should do that. Rio Crow Dude. That's right. Cool page by Timmy Mello, isn't it? Yeah, it's awesome. I love seeing my figure post scratches. They're great, Timmy Mello. I love seeing everybody's artwork. And it doesn't just have to be drawings. I think I mentioned it in the description of that channel. It can even be shelving. Perhaps. Let's just say, hypothetically, if you were working on shelves, a ninja, perhaps. You could post pictures of that there. Michael Turner, Ed McGuinness. Oh, giving some artists. Michael Turner, Ed McGuinness, Ethan Van Sciver, Jim Lee, and Dale Keown are definitely a few to. There you go. Really good. And you can add those yourself, Timmy Mello. If not, I will definitely remember them and add them in. I love all those artists. They're all top notch. Guest in the chat. Yes, you did. Rocky going to send his viewers on scavenger hunts for prizes. That's right. Rocky, yes, said that already. I lurk in Discord. That's cool. Love it. Ferret number 1 is now getting up to theory. All right, I'm going to call it. Absolute Batman is our winner today. I'm going to call it. I'm going to say that will be the new, it warms my heart. That will be the new image for the thumbnail. It's going to be a good one. Monfreret. Genius. What was the name of that character in Dora? Was it a ferret? He was like the Kind of the handsy one. Was it a ferret? I don't know. I have a reference folder to dump on a few of those artists. I'm sure you do. I have a huge reference folder too. I was kind of holding back actually. Even for all those artists that I post there. I didn't post everything. And you don't have to. Just a smattering, like pick your top 5 images if you want. But if you want to dump the whole thing, by all means, you can do it. But I love, I'm sure many of you who are artists have your own reference files full of artists who inspire you. This one in particular, I'd love to keep to just comic book artists. Maybe we can start one of different artists as well, but just want to keep it to comic artists first. And but yeah, this can be unending because there's so many. Congratulations and thank you very much, Nerdified. Swiper, that's right. Was he a ferret? Or was he a raccoon? I thought he was I can't remember. But yeah, Swiper. Oh, he's a fox. Okay, so you guys know. You guys are up on the Dora. Okay, Swiper the fox it is. All right, you guys were right. Wow, this felt like a much longer stream than it was, but it wasn't. We're not even at 3 hours yet. But it's been a good one. So that's my shtick. That's what we got. I hope you guys enjoyed that. Coming up next, check out, keep your eyes peeled if you haven't subscribed to the Evan Edition. Keep your eyes peeled out to Discord, and I'll probably post it on X as well. Probably on YouTube posts. So many different avenues to communicate. But I'll blast it out there that I will be joining his stream tomorrow on Friday. I believe we're doing it at 10:30 in the morning tomorrow. So check it out if you can. Would love to have you guys in the chat. Again, discussing pop culture, fun news, and I will try and contribute as much as I can to that. But even still, Evan's such a good dude. He's a really nice guy, and he organizes the information really well, and he's super enthusiastic about it. So I always love being on his show. And then I am probably I'll be active on Discord. If I'm not streaming here on YouTube, I'll be active on Discord, figuring out things, posting things, and probably the next thing will be, I'll do some sort of streaming. Probably you'll find me lurking around streaming, maybe just watching videos. But I also might be posting up a poll considering our the next master study, which would be awesome. If you guys have not seen my Master Studies series, go check it out. I got playlists all over my YouTube channel of the 8 different Master Studies I've done, pretty much streaming most of the process online. So that has been really fun, gets a really good engagement on YouTube. People love watching people draw on stream. And so, yeah, that's been a fun component of this channel. And I'm pretty excited about the potential of the next one. But I'd love to throw it out there and see what you guys think. I didn't know who Dora was you were talking about. I thought you were referencing a comic artist at first. Yeah. I never watched Dora the Explorer, but it was huge. I was too old for it by that point. All right. So that's all I got today. Hope you guys have a great rest of your Thursday. And if I don't talk to you before the weekend, have a great weekend. And I will see you next time. See you on Discord. Yeah? Drop the link. Oh, that's the last thing I'll do. I'll drop the link in the chat before we go. If I remember how to do that. Is it here? Here? I think this is it. I don't know. Something. You guys can search through. This will take you to something. All right. See you guys later. Bye-bye.